Howdy, folks. Welcome back. Yeah, we've had all kinds of stuff going on. All right, I told you I'd be back. So let's get you over here to the solar report here and get started. All kinds of controversial stuff going on. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have been seeing it and paying attention. At least people here at this channel do. And once this is done glitching and finished going here, nice and smooth, what's going on here? No visual? Anybody else? No, it should be coming through. I don't know why this is all staggered and having issues, but as you can see, we had this event right here. There's two little objects moving out down here, and you can see the plasma build up on the back side of them here. This one. Yeah, I guess it's just not going to run smooth tonight, so maybe if we could just get a tad bit faster. Okay, there we go. All right, here you can see this one moving out right there, and the plasma built up on the back side of it right there. There's one out in front of it, and the secondary one here, stuff flying out the side over here as well. So it doesn't look like there's much going on, but you can see there's all kinds of objects, little small ones right now that are interacting with the sun, causing CMEs and little flares and pop-ups and stuff here. So that's today, February 23rd, 2024. Forgive me, I'm a little out of sync today. I've been battling all day. It's just irritating. Anyway, so let's just pause this real quick right here and kind of go through these frames here a little bit. So right here is our object right here. You can see the magnetic field kind of crisscrossing behind it here. See the little V-shaped bow shock on the back side of it. Here's your object. It has its own little magnetic field around it, and this V-shaped bow shock coming off the back side of it. Here's your secondary object, and it'll have one of these little bow shocks on it as well, because they're moving out slower. They're moving by slower than the wind. The solar wind is moving. So dams up on the back side, creating these little V-shaped bow shocks. And let me just go ahead and zoom in on this while I got it there. All right, there you go. You can see your little black round object right here, the V-shaped bow shock on it. Let me go back just a tad bit while we're zoomed in here to this first one. One of these frames, it was crystal clear. Right there. Here's your little round black object right there. Go in a little bit tighter. Let's scoot this over here. Okay. So you can see your round little black object right there. You can see its magnetic field surrounding it. Okay. And then the bow shock forming on the backside as another one right behind it right here. See its little V-shaped bow shock forming there. Which are those little bow shocks are indicators of an object there. It's not a magnetic bubble traveling through space or whatever they're going to try to tell you. There's an object there with a magnetic field. You can see the actual object. We've seen them many times. But when they interact with the sun and leave these bow shocks, these are indicators, prime indicators of an object being there. And you can see this little one right here. All right. Now let me zoom back out here and put this back. There's also ones over here coming out. So let's kind of just go through that one. You can see our black little object right there in the center. You see the white plasma, the bow shock on the back side of it too, okay? And you see the instrumentation reacting to it. See these little indicators right here? They're reacting to this little CME that this object has, gathered a little bit of plasma and taken it out there. And now the instrument's reacting to that too. Come on. There we go. I hate that when I'm trying to do one frame at a time. It skips. All right, so you can see the V-shaped bow shock on the back side of this as the plasma is going around it or trying to go around it faster than it's moving by or moving. I say moving out. It's not coming out of the sun, but it's moving out from behind the occulter. All right, so there's that. And I'll let that run for a second. And also, once it's in motion, these flow asymmetries, much like water or fluid dynamics, space is not water, but much like fluid dynamics, this plasma flows around these objects, almost like water flowing over a rock in a stream. The rock is still tumbling down the stream. It's not planted, it's still tumbling, but the water that's pushing the rock is passing it and going over it faster than it's moving by. It's really, really simple stuff. It's not too complex. All right, but there's your activity for today, February 23rd. And then now let's get into the controversial stuff, because our X flare is still missing from this map, from this graph. It should be right here, boom, popping up way up above the line. And I showed you that last night. I got a screen capture of it on my channel, and it's just not on this graph. Now, when you click on this graph, it will give you the more detailed part, like this part of the graph, the more detailed version of it. If we can get this to please, Lord. Okay, and here it is right there. The box. Here it is right here. Okay, it's right after the M flare. It's obviously there. Okay, we all reported on it and stuff, but they're hiding it. They're just, that excuse last night of, there was a problem with the data, blah, 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 blah. No, there wasn't, because I screen captured it. It was on there just fine. The GOES X-ray, the 16. Can we back out of this, please, Lord? Trying back. The GOES 16 satellite captures it. It took a little delay for that info to get here, but then when it did, they plotted it on the graph. It was on the graph the night before, and now it's missing from the original graph. And now I can't back out of this instrument now. So anyways, your missing spike here. Also, I want to talk about Ben over at Suspicious Observers, okay? I like Ben. Yeah, I agree on some stuff, would disagree on others. That's fine. It's okay to disagree. But he did a little thing tonight, which is called a process of elimination, and talking about your outages and the cell problems that they were going on. It all coincides with this. Okay. And you should go over there and watch his video on the process of elimination that he did there. And wow, really, this is going to just not even X out? All right, come on, computer. Anyways, he spells it out quite clearly, the reason for our outage. And it wasn't just AT&T. Everybody keeps telling you, oh, AT&T did it to themselves. Oh, so did all the other ones that all hit simultaneously? Yeah. Come on, you guys. Yeah, and then to take the word of the media. Oh, you mean the media that lied to us, that continues to lie to us? We're going to take their word now that it was hacking, or it was this, or it was that. The people at this channel, we all know. We've seen this these X flares popping off in our direction, right? Anyways, here's your graph with your missing spike. All right. The data is in. They didn't replace the spike. It should be there. They're going to keep it this way. So in the record book, you'll look back and you won't see it. This is the most important spike that should ever be on this graph, and it's missing. And I'm pissed. They're covering this stuff up. And you know what? When they cover this stuff up and we have incidents like we had, it sure doesn't look good for them. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to switch over to my channel here and just show you this. They had this already plotted on the graph. And then they come along and say, oh, the D-range thing, oh, there was a problem with the data. No, there wasn't. There was no problem at all. It was there. Come on, pull this channel up, please. Lord. Anyways, that spike, they took it down because they don't want people seeing it. Fine. I will wait. I will wait until I get this pulled up because I'm going to show you this spike. Come on, YouTube. Any day now. What is going on? Just trying to get to my own channel here. Yoo-hoo. Anybody home? Amazing. Anyways, a lot of these songs have the code in it. If for those of you who have deciphered the code, I've been trying to help you with that. And once you listen and you decipher the code, you can pretty much pick out any song and you will hear it in most songs, commercials, jingles, tunes, country songs, all kinds of songs. Theme songs in movies, all kinds of great stuff. Now, my channel, I wanted to get to the, where did I put it in shorts, I believe. Yep, there it is right there. So pull this up, please, Lord. You know, I love clicking on stuff and having nothing happen. This has been so frustrating, and just I used to have patience, and here we have all this wonderful technology, and it can't do anything when you click on it. And that's not what I clicked on. There we go. So here, this little thing here, I'll even unmute it. And we'll be doing a report later on tonight about this and any other events that happen in between. As you can see, we've had a X6.3 here that's still ongoing. That's on the chart. There's the data right there. They got the data. See it? to come up with this bullshit story. I'm sick of being lied to and deceived. And I'm sick of them trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Because right here is an impressive spike that shows the 6.3 right down below here. And then they come over here, they erase it. I don't want to hear their excuse. Oh, the data didn't come in. Yeah, it did. It's right there. So don't listen to the media. Everything that they tell you, the direct opposite is the truth. When they say, oh, it was a glitch, oh, well, we know it wasn't a glitch. Oh, Joe Biden's trustworthy? Oh, yeah, well, we know he ain't trustworthy. And what is going on with this site? Can I please have this back? So there is your missing spike, still missing. Okay, you've had what, a whole day and a half now to get that data, supposedly missing data, and it's just not going to be put up there, huh? We're just not going to get the truth from these assholes. I'm sorry. I'm fired up because I'm fighting the entire world. Come on, refresh then. If you're going to cut out on me to refresh the thing then. Hang on. We're waiting for the little spinny circle thing to refresh here. Come on. Oh, dang, I thought maybe they were going to put the spike back on there. I guess not. Anyways, look at this. Your X-flare potential is at 30%. That's because this big bad boy, 3590, that they don't want you to recognize, is turning earthward, and it fired off a 6.3 that knocked out a bunch of shit. Pardon my French tonight, but you can tell I'm on fire. Anyways, our missing spike. Huh. The nerve of these people. And then they still got it posted right here, like we're not going to pay attention. All because people will rather look at a pretty graph, right, than click on it or have to read a number or decipher anything. It's easier to just look at the pretty graph. And if they take away the big old spike, off that nasty old spike off the pretty little graph, you won't notice. I'm tired of being treated like a dummy by a bunch of dummies themselves. Anyways, let's move on. I'm trying to calm down. X-flare potential 30%. Watch out. It's probably going to fire off another one. And if it does, are we going to get real data? I mean, trustworthy data, something that we could, possibly warn people, hey, look out, you might have some issues again coming. That's why I'm pissed off that the spike is gone. It's a loss of trust. Anywho, as you can see from what they're supposedly still reporting, we got data coming in still just fine, right? So we got a 2.6 and an M.4.5. All right. You guys should be as pissed off as I am. And that's another thing that's pissing me off. Where is the sense of urgency in the society? Everybody's sitting back, flipping through TikTok when you're sitting on the train tracks and there's a train coming. Watch out for 3590. It's rotating Earth facing now. So anything it spits out is going to come our way. All right. It's spitting out 4.5 M right now, which is good. It's better than X flares. But man, if we don't start getting some clarity, some transparency, don't be surprised if you see a bigger X flare fire right at our face. Anyways, let's move on. KP index is really low. We're not absorbing any CMEs, really no plasma hitting the planet too bad right now. Auroras are very light. Below is an updated look at the visible solar disk, courtesy of the Solar Dynamics Solar Observatory. The X6 solar flare that's missing from our chart around AR 3590 has been quieter with only C flares detected. Coronagraph imagery confirms that a CME was not associated with that event. The active region will be squarely facing Earth over the next week. You got like a week to come clean. It'll be squarely facing Earth for about a week. Where'd that go? Over the next week. So should an actual CME be produced at some point, it will likely be directed our way. Other than the radio blackouts, the what? Radio internet blackouts within the high frequency spectrum, all 3 X flares detected within the past 48 hours had no other impacts on our planet. Cover up? Elsewhere, AR 3575 is now back in the view. Yeah, we need to watch out for that bad boy as well. So far, it looks to be stable and no longer a threat. Well, we'll see. It should be noted that a coronal hole is now facing Earth as well. Lastly, a minor G1 geomagnetic storm watch is in effect for February 25th. That'll be the day after tomorrow. Resulting CME appears to be headed well ahead of our planet, so my confidence at the forecast is low. All right? The resulting CME appears to be heading well ahead of our planet. So we will see. Let's open up the tracker real quick. Still tracking this one. Let me just pop that open. Still clipping the planet right there. That's the one we got to watch out for. As far as north and south, it is coming directly at us. It's not going north. It's not going south. So what is going to clip us is not going to, we're not going to dodge it. We're going to get a little impact. Shouldn't be much, but that's the impact that we're expecting around the 25th. All right, I could open up that one, but we just waste more time. So let's just back out of this instrument. Okay, a major solar flare measuring 6.3 was detected. No. All right, please note that the GOES 16 data being relayed via the X-ray flux and global D-layer absorption graphic appears to be having an issue. Yeah, an issue with the truth. That's their issue. I bet they were told to take it down. I bet they were. Just erase the little spiky thing. Because it was there. There's no issue. I showed you the data. It came up instantly. The issue is the truth. That's the issue. I did have the D-layer range pulled up, but I guess I X'd out of it. So let's just get on over here. Now, cell network outage explained. Oh, really? I would love to hear the explanation here. Let's get into it. A 12-hour outage of AT&T's network. Gee, there were like 25 or 30 of them that went down. Not just AT&T, okay? You guys got to remember this shit. Sorry, I'm on fire tonight. A 12-hour outage of AT&T's network on Thursday interrupted cell phone service for tens of thousands of Americans. The outage coincided with a series of X-class solar flares from the giant sunspot region AR 3590. However, the solar flares have been exonerated. Oh, they exonerated? Who did that? Who's the general in charge that exonerated the solar flares? Anyways, AT&T did it to themselves. Oh, so YouTube did it to themselves, and all these there were space agencies that had problems. There were satellites out there. They did it to themselves too, huh? Do not fall for this shit, you guys. I am on fire because I love these two channels. I love these two pages, and I'm on fire like this. AT&T did it to themselves. Okay, yeah, they like doing stuff to themselves. Based on our initial review, we believe the outage was caused by the application and execution of an incorrect process used as we were expanding our network. Yeah, the explanation from the mainstream media, the direct opposite is the truth. The one you're not supposed to believe. The one you're not supposed to believe told you, we were expanding our network. What, into everybody else's networks too? Is that what you were doing? Is you were expanding into everybody else's networks? I get it. I hate being treated like a dummy. 3X flares, 0 CMEs. This is what you guys should be paying attention to. These X flares had no CMEs. Kind of odd, don't you think? The giant sunspot 3590 is living up to the hype in only 23 hours. They won't give credit to the 24-hour spanning. The active region unleashed 3 powerful X flares. The 6.3, which is missing from the chart, is the strongest of the solar cycle so far. And it should be all over that chart. There should be a highlighted thing on that chart showing that spike. Not erasing it and then exonerating the solar flares. Can you see why I'm mad? And let me really explain it to everybody. Let me explain it very clearly what was responsible for the outage. It's the sun, but what's in control of the sun? God. God did this to get your attention, to get you off of your phones and pay attention to the sun. X flares with no CMEs. Pay attention to the sun. It's facing you right now. Meanwhile, we're going to exonerate this. God is speaking to you in ways, and these guys are trying to cover it up, exonerate it, blame it on this, blame it on that, and no one will take responsibility. Meanwhile, I take everybody's responsibility all on myself, every single person's. Okay, moving on. Let's get on over here to this human, okay? Hopefully you guys hear my passion. I'm a fighter. I'm fighting for you. Anyways, nice and kind of green going along. We did have a small little scraping event right in here. Nothing too bad. I saw the spikes on the other version of this, but it's nothing too bad. What I'm concerned with is our green line continuing to stay nice and active, all right? And at the moment, it's pumping along pretty good. That means pressure down below is kind of equaled out a little bit. The shell core aren't grinding. They're actually running semi-smooth and producing a semi-healthy magnetic field. Please, Lord. Thank you. All right, now over here in an old school here, let me get this set up real quick here. You know what? Maybe if we just start getting rid of some of this stuff, I can get this computer a little bit smoother. Okay. Thank you for your patience, folks. So, we are here. Polar vortex. Now look at what's going on. This one has flattened out, gained strength. This one's getting wider, more dispersed, kind of losing organization a little bit there. Okay. Look how smashed and flattened out this is now. Look how round, like we had this lobe that was sticking down here and a lobe that was sticking down there. Now that's changed a little bit. This lobe is more fanned out, kind of broadened out a little bit more. And as you can see, the strength of this outflow coming out is coming right down the East Coast. So this upper level wind is going to be fighting the weather that's going this way underneath. All right. This shift, it's still kind of pouring down the nose here of say Greenland and dividing here in the Atlantic, but now it's drooped down a little lower and it's actually encasing the East Coast now, going right down it like a line. Other spots, just real quick before we start descending, look at how massive this is getting, and then see this little bulge growing right here? Do you see how it's pinched this off? It's shoved this up and made this flatten out and kind of bow. This bulge, something growing, something here in this region. You see some kind of sub-vortex kind of coming off of it here over Africa. See this rotation right here kind of feeding back into it. So we're getting some kind of sub-vortex here off of the main vortex, creating this bubble type ridge here as well. Okay, so these dynamics right here play out all the way down in different ways. All right, so there's your tweaked, weird bipolar vortex right now. You see the inflow. Look at the inflow going this way, outflow going that way, and this little barrier in between right here. So it's coming back out, going around, goes into this one. All right, so our fetch is really kind of coming off of the Caribbean area up into this. See how it's drawing a lot of this cold air mixing with moist air right over Europe and everything here. Okay. So let's now position this over America here. Get you guys kind of set up with the wind. Okay, now we're going to start dropping down. Here's your transition layer. That vortex that's going this way has caused the ridge to dam up here now, driving. Get this out of there. See, our ridge used to be out here a little bit. Now it's scooted more this way. Now the weather that's shunting north and south is kind of pushing this way a little more. You see this flow coming up from the Pacific, hitting Southern California, Mexico, going right across the country and then up. That's the transition zone right there. Now see what it does to your upper jet stream. Now, what a mess coming to America here. Look at this storm going, this path going up here, as well as this thing pulling the cold air down, mixing it with the moist hot air and slamming it right at California again. That's your upper jet. Here's your coinciding lower jet. So see this big storm rotating off here, shoving stuff, or this part of the jet stream is like taking stuff here, down, up. Also, just a straight blast right at Canada up there. All right. Then as we drop down to our weather down below, there you go. There's this big storm brewing out here. This one coming in here. So our shift in the bipolar vortex is really making the weather wonky. It's kind of making it very unpredictable, or predictable one day at a time, not very far out. Okay, while we're here, come over to the particulates. See your sand. The longest, biggest sandstorm in the middle of winter, out of season. I mean, this thing's been going on for a month. This one's been going on longer than the ones we see in the summertime. Something is seriously wrong, right? Look over here at China. They're still having a sandstorm of their own coming off the Gobi Desert. And now look at this. It's blowing sand all around China. And they're having freezing weather too. So they're freezing up. They're having sandstorms. And they're having earthquakes too. Wait till we get to the earthquake report. Okay, so out of season sandstorms, one in China, this massive one here in Africa that's been going for a month now. Unbelievable. Where's the reports? Where's the news? Where's the media? Huh? Oh, they're busy lying to you. I'm sorry. Hey, go look over here. Go pay attention to the presidential race that we're going to steal again. Unfathomable. All right, enough of this. Let's move on. Brian Perfect. Listen. Oh, thank you. You know, somebody's commenting on my voice. I've been enjoying some other people's YouTube channels, and I know what you're talking about because I like their voice as well. So sometimes I don't feel like coming on here, but I know that it's that factor, that soothing voice, the readings that I do and stuff that kind of helps soothe you guys. All right. So I'm not doing a very good job of it tonight because I'm on fire, but as soon as we can get some cooperation, here we go. All right. So as you can see, our earthquake activity has picked up a little bit, but notice this. Our region where everything originates, look how quiet it is there. No deep quake, no surface quakes. There's always something here. Every day we're reporting starting here, but look how quiet it is there. Seems all our activity is around this region. So let's dive in, shall we? Here we have a 5.2 at a depth of 10. Surface quake on the plate boundary. Sign of pressure down below being relieved at the plate boundary. Right over here is a 4.6 down at 45. A 4.7 down at 136. 4.4 at 293 right there. And over here off the island of Sumatra is a 33.9, all right? It's a 4.5 down at 33.9. Okay, now up here, this fulcrum point is very, very important. Taiwan, okay? Taiwan sits on the nastiest fulcrum point, and they had a 5.0 there at a depth of 10. Again, your 5 energy being relieved on the plate boundary right here at a fulcrum point. What's going on? We just had another quake right here, 4.8 down at 10. On the other side of the on the other plate, on the other side of the boundary is a matching 4.4 down at 10. Now up here at Japan, they had a 5.3. Now note this. This is down at 405. This isn't a surface quake. This is deep energy, 5.3 being released here at Japan. We might see some activity starting to pick up around here at Japan because we're having indicators of deep activity in this region. This is where, look at all these plates come together here. We got this plate, we got this upper peninsula plate, this lower peninsula plate, and then this one over here. So there's 4 plates that all intersect right here at at Japan. And they're seeing 5.3. So watch out. There could be possibly more activity around around Japan here. I don't know why I keep saying Hawaii. 4.5 here at a depth of 68. All right, all that quiet, fulcrum point quiet. We'll get over that region later. But you see how this energy's kind of started here in this region and kind of crept up through here. This 5 energy right there, right there, right there. Even these are almost 5s as well, okay? Now, this one over here is a 4.2, and it's on this plate boundary where we have these compression ridges that have built up from these 2 plates pushing on each other like that, right? So right there, we're seeing pressure being relieved again at this region of 4.2. Jumps nothing around the fulcrum point, jumps over that. But here we are at the Gobi Desert where they're having their sandstorm. There's a 5.0 there at the surface. That 5.0 energy at the surface we were talking about. There's a 4.0 as well right there. So little activity in this region right here going on. Then it's actually made it over here to this plate boundary, 4.9 down at 17. What do we do with 0.9s? Yeah. What do we do with spikes on a chart? Yeah. Over here, just off of Italy, is a 4.6 down at 10. Finally, something in this region that they're showing. I have a feeling there's more going on around there that we're not finding out about, but this, they can't really hide. There's a 4.6. I would love to just go all magnitude really quick. Yep, see, they don't show any other quakes in this region when we go all magnitude. Okay, same with Iceland. There's all kinds of quakes going on up here at Iceland. These volcanoes are about to erupt up there, yet nothing on the map. Okay, I got it set on all magnitudes right now, so we'll come over here. You can see how this activity made it up here. A bunch of little quakes up here at the fulcrum point. Boom, boom, boom. Not much energy has made it down. What did here to the tip of the Juan de Fuca are all like low range 2s. There's a 3. No, other one. Yeah, a couple of 2s and a 3 up here. Yeah, so just normal kind of small activity. This is all pressure being relieved at just little micro quakes, which is fine too. You don't want to see something big snap off there. Everything's kind of quieted down in this region. Remember, we had the little quake swarm going on down there, but that's quieted up. Here we are at Texas. We all know what's going on here, but a bunch of little small ones. Nothing too big today. The big one was right there. A 4.0 here in, well, south of Atoka, New Mexico. All right, up here in Oklahoma, a little mouse fart, 3.0. I'm getting there. The Cocos plate had a 4.3 at 44.4. 4.9 right there. Inland, what do we do with 0.9s? Yeah, same thing we do with the chart, just erase it. 4.7 down at 168. 4.4, 221, 4.4 again at 208, another 4.4. Look at all these 4.4s. Okay, nothing down here today. So our activity, mainly Ring of Fire activity, but some of it creeping up this side and China getting their little taste. We also had this out here of 4.7 on the Indian Ridge. Okay, so quake activity starting to kind of come to life a little bit. A little pickup in these 5s, and then also over here in China getting theirs. All right, let's get on over to the volcano report here. So here we are. This is the island of Manam. Remember, we were just talking about Manam possibly becoming active. It didn't have a blast, but a strong degassing from both craters at Manam volcano detected on the 23rd. So, indicators of Manam coming to life. It didn't have an eruption, but it did have degassing. It farted. Suwa-no-Tsushima still active. I don't see a flight level on that one. Okay, so Manam, the volcano remains active. The latest satellite images from the 23rd revealed a strong glow in the southern summit crater. This could reflect a new batch of magma shifting inside the volcano's conduit, accompanied by the degassing. The second northern summit crater continues to be active constantly, meaning the detected glow and near constant emissions of gas and water vapor suggest continued rise of fresh magma. So pressure coming up, starting Manam going here. Luatobi still going. They didn't have the height on that one. Luatolo still 7,000 feet right there. Semaru still going. Flight level of 14,000 feet out of Semaru on the island of Java. 14,000. Popocatépetl, 22,000. Okay, these are high blasts. You guys got to remember, every day we're having high blasts. It used to be like we'd get one and it would make the news. Everybody like, oh my God, one went off in Mexico and it reached a level of 10,000 feet and it would be all over the place. Every day we're having huge blasts. 22, Santa Guido, 14. I mean, I show you this stuff every night and just sorry, I'm going to continue. My frustration level is Lord God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Santa Guido, 14,000 feet. Fuego, 14,000 feet. Nevada del Ruiz, 19,000 feet. Reventador, 14,000 feet. Imagine if the mountain next to your house just blew up and exploded 14,000 feet in the air. It would be kind of a big deal to you, huh? Meanwhile, everybody else just kind of looks at it and just scrolls into TikTok. I can't believe what I'm watching. But Reventador, 14,000. Sabancaya, it's always a high blast there. And that was the 24th. We haven't even started today, the 23rd, which was today, which is no longer, but now is tomorrow, the 24th. So let's get into what had happened earlier today, because what I just read to you is happening right now. So we got to go back a little bit and see what happened earlier today. As we wait patiently for this volcano page. Please, Lord. Everything else was working fine. Thank you. All right. Suwa-no-Tsushima, 6,000 feet. Gamalama. Everybody say it with me. Gamalama. Now we got another one. Halmarera. Gamalama Hamalera. All right. Explosive continues 7,000 feet out of Gamalama. Luatolo, 7,000 feet out of it. And 7,000 feet's a huge blast, too. We're so used to seeing stuff over 10,000 that when I say 7,000, we all poo-poo it and go, oh, boring. Yeah, the mountain just next to you just blew up 7,000 feet in the air. Here we are, Semaru, 15,000 feet. That's another huge blast. Marapi, unknown height. Well, I don't even know how big that one went. Ducono, 8,000 feet. Popocatépetl, mild explosive activity. Oh, it's mild. It's only 22 to 24,000 feet. That's mild explosive activity. Santa Guido, 14,000. Hey, no big deal. Half the mountain's up in the air, 14,000 feet. Fuego. It's okay. Half the mountain's 15,000 feet in the air. Nevada del Ruiz. Reventador, Sabancaya. See, we rarely get a height, but when we do, it's 18,000 or 20. So here we go. Sabancaya losing its guts up to 18,000 feet. Currently erupting, this entire list over here will go down. Watch for some of these possibly going active. Cotopaxi was a new one that kind of came to life. Etna, watch out in Sicily or in around Etna. Meanwhile, all of these, I'm not even going to read them. You can read them. They're all fully active right now, exploding right now. Only 14, 15,000 feet in the air, though. No big deal. Look what's over here. Gamalama Halmarera should be over here. Great Sitkin volcano, those ones in the Aleutian Islands, not just the Great Sitkin, any of those ones up in the Aleutian Islands could possibly come to life. Kilauea struggling. All right. Manam, we just saw that the two craters have lava in it. It just farted. And now Manam probably be jumping over to here. Mayone, watch out for that one. Nevada del Ruiz. Why they keep it on this list when it keeps exploding to above 10,000 feet should be over on this list. Nishinoshima, Niragongo, Michael, Recahanus, the lava is pushing up to the level where it usually starts to explode. So expect to see Recahanus possibly going active and hopping over to the active line. Rincon de Vieja possible as well. I always say this just so it never happens, but watch out. Uluwun can be the sleeper. It's produced the biggest blast of the year so far and went quiet, but it still has the potential to sneak up and just go, a big blast out of it. Okay, now I think we're done with that. You want to make everything electric? Yeah. Now, let's get on over here to our weather forecast, which is basically kind of useless after first couple of days. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and let this load up. It didn't load up there properly. There it goes. All right, so let that run for a second and get your timestamp in there. Watch out for that storm. And this is all likely to change because it changed so much from the day before yesterday to yesterday, now from yesterday to today. So, all right. Current conditions, the nighttime of February 23rd. All right. So, here we go. Luckily, this blossomed offshore. Dodged a bullet. That's good. Now we're going into the morning of the 24th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 25th, noon. Up here in Washington, convection, nighttime, morning of the 26th. All right, this storm moving in. Watch this low pressure ridge. See all these millibars growing right there? As another storm starts to approach Southern California the morning of the 26th, going into the noontime here. Convection, the nighttime. Okay, this seemed to have dissipated a little bit. We'll see what happens here, though. The morning of the 27th, noontime. See this big low? No telling what this thing's going to do, but it's got a pretty good organization and low millibars there. Let me back up real quick because that's the noontime of the 27th going into convection. The nighttime of the 27th, this thing starts to come together and organize. You see this cold barrier, the warm, moist air, and the ice in between. Morning of the 28th, this thing starts to really kind of wrap up and get organized here. We're looking at a 990 low right there as this approaches the Pacific Northwest. This is the noontime of the 28th with severe weather coming up through the Ohio River Valley right here by the noontime, the 28th. Convection still has a quasi-linear storm front right there that could have some pop-ups. There's the nighttime of the 28th, and then it's offshore kind of by the morning of the 29th. Meanwhile, another round for the Pacific Northwest. There's the noon of the 29th, convection, nighttime, morning of the 1st, noon, convection, nighttime. Now, this storm coming in on the 1st, everybody in Northern California, everybody get ready. All right. You've been through this several rounds now. I think you should be well versed at how to prepare for another round because here it comes. The morning of March 1st, it gets severe by the noontime. By the convection, we have, areas where there's severe weather onshore, coming onshore and in the Central Valley. By the nighttime, it's still kind of there. Okay. Then going into the morning of the 2nd, we still have a chances there. Come on now. There's the noontime. Now see here on the 2nd, it fires back up again here in Central California. Then by the convection, you see how widespread this severe weather has gotten down to like Bay Area, Central California, this whole region. Now this is a few days out still, all right? So this is all subject to change, but around March 2nd, this storm is going to hit the West Coast. There's the nighttime, morning of the 3rd, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 4th. You see this icing event happening up here as this thing starts to rotate and get organized. There's the noon of the 4th, convection, nighttime, morning of the 5th. Everybody up in Canada up in there, watch out for that big icing event. All right. The noontime of the 5th, convection, nighttime, morning of the 6th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 7th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 8th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 9th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 10th, noon, convection, night, and that was it. All right, so basically just these first 3 days here, this storm coming in and a little bit approaching California right there. Watch out for that around the 29th. All this is subject to change. All it takes is for one little burp in the bipolar vortex. And all that will be erased and changed. If I could please have this back, Lord. Didn't think I was going to pop back to that or what? You knew I was. Refresh it, please. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to get to this. Any little shift, one little hiccup, one little burp, any little shift could change this weather pattern drastically. And you see how much this changes day to day. Now, this little thing has an arrow right here where you can go out an hour, 8 hours, and see their forecast. So 8 hours from now, they're expecting it to look like that. And like that. Another 8 hours. But it doesn't follow this pattern. This instrument is having problems forecasting the motion of these because this is being dictated by an outside influence. All right. And therefore, weather models now change so drastically from one forecast to the next that anything after 2 to 3 days is just basically kind of getting ready to expect something. It'll, in that time frame. So, like when we see this storm right here. All right, back up. When we see this storm right here, this is not necessarily going to be the layout. All right. But this time frame is what is important. The day of the 28th, because it started coming together the night of the 27th, but by the morning of the 28th. So the 28th is the day in this region is basically all I'm saying. And then there is a chance for severe weather. It could shift. It could be back here. It could be up north. It could be down south. All this is all subject to change, but there are possibilities. This storm front coming together on the 28th and doing something similar to this during that time frame. As well as this event over here, March 1st, actually starting prior to that, it starts up here on, the clear back here on the 27th, but Pacific Northwest gets it, and then it starts to creep down the 28th into Northern California. And by the 29th here, we get the nighttime of the 29th. Now it really starts to come in on the 1st here in Northern California through the course of the day on the 1st. This is going into the 2nd, so it'll be 2 days long event. So watch around March 2nd as well. Severe weather in the California West Coast region. All right. If you're planning on traveling there or you got people in the area, you got a few days to prepare. Okay. Is basically what I'm showing you. Few days here. Make plans. Watch closely. It's good to have a heads up, right? All right. Okay, good. We're all done here. Let's get on to the spiritual report. You guys have waited so patiently. I'm trying to get through this so we can get to our spiritual report. Yeah, I'm a little upset with our media. Well, I have been for a long time, and now they're getting to our scientific instruments. That's what's upsetting me is, we need these instruments for our good. We don't need them utilizing our instruments to hide their agenda, their politics, all kinds of stuff. I don't like them using the instruments. That's all I'm saying. So let's get over here to my channel and we will pull up an image here. What image we're going to do tonight, Lord? Okay. If we could get a little cooperation back up. All right. Thank you for your patience here. I'm just going to pull up an image to read to here. Ooh, you changed on me. I know where we're going. Actually, let's just type it in. All right. showed you Mary and angels. Oh, here. All right. That's the birthmark. Birthmark of a stab wound on the side of my chest. Okay. And there's faces in it. There's a face right there. There's a face right, a face right here. One right in the middle, and then one in white over here. All right. Kind of nasty looking at my armpit there, but we'll try to just get the mark in there without all that. Because that's important that you guys understand. I had no idea about this birthmark until an angel told me that my birthmark was a mortal wound suffered in a previous life. And I can't get the full screen or what? What is going on? Hello, McFly? Anybody in there? All right, well, now that we're stuck with that image now, I'm trying to get this. There we go. Maybe you guys see the faces in it a little clearer. Okay. Actually, let's do it like that. All right. Got a stab wound, birthmark on the side of my chest. Angel told me it was a mortal wound I suffered in a previous life. That means I was alive. I was stabbed in the side and died. And now I'm alive again. Okay? I was alive. I died. And I'm alive again. What you're looking at is flesh. Okay? Skin. Flesh. Okay? The mark in the flesh. Okay? Understand this. It's important. This is for your joy, for your foundation. All right? Let me get this light going here and get to reading. Actually, I want that a little more centered if I can. All right, there we go. Now let me get my light here and we will start a reading. And I want you to think about this birthmark on my side. Like I said, I had no idea about this. I didn't make this stuff up. I've shown you angels on this channel. Real angels. Angel means messenger. All right. So we got all kinds of good stuff for you guys tonight. So grab your drink, grab your pillow, your blanket, your whatever, curl up. Do what it is that you guys like to do. Actually, you know what we all need to do? Is take a nice deep breath in, all the way in. Hold it. And exhale slowly. All right, one more time, all the way in. All right, now that you guys have relaxed a little bit, all curled up and ready for some reading. All right. In closeness to me, you are safe. In the intimacy of my presence, you are energized. No matter where you are in the world, you know you belong when you sense my nearness. Ever since the fall of man has experienced a gaping emptiness that only my presence can fill. I designed you for close communication with your Creator. How I enjoyed walking in the garden with Adam and Eve before the evil one deceived them. When you commune with me in the garden of your heart, Both you and I are blessed. This is my way of living in the world, through you. Together we will push back the darkness, for I am the light of the world. I am also your best friend as well as your king. So walk hand in hand with me through your life. Together, we will face whatever each day brings: pleasures, hardships, adventures, disappointments, and frustrations. Nothing is wasted when it is shared with me. I can bring beauty out of the ashes of lost dreams. I can glean joy out of sorrow. I can glean peace out of adversity. Only a friend who is also the King of Kings could accomplish this divine alchemy. There is no other like me. The friendship I offer you is practical and down to earth, yet it is saturated with heavenly glory. Living in my presence means living in two realms simultaneously: the visible world and the unseen eternal reality. Living in my presence means living in two realms simultaneously: the visible world and the unseen eternal reality. I have equipped you to stay conscious of me while walking along this dusty, earthbound path. So, do everything in dependence on me. The desire to act independently, apart from me, springs from the root of pride. Self sufficiency is subtle, insinuating its way into your thoughts and actions without you realizing it. But apart from me, you can do nothing, that is, nothing of eternal value. My deepest desire for you is that you learn to depend on me in every situation. I move heaven and earth to accomplish this purpose, but you must collaborate with me in this training. Teaching you would be simple if I negated your free will or overwhelmed you with my power. However, I love you too much to withdraw the godlike privilege I bestow on you as my image bearer. Use your freedom wisely by relying on me constantly. Thus, you enjoy my presence and my peace. Now, out of there. Hang on, we got a lot more reading. I just want to back out of this image now, Lord. Come on. Give it to me. All right. Well, while we're waiting on that, I guess we're getting to the other. Who's the other one, Lord? Where'd it go? That one. All right. Come on now. Let's. Well, I guess I'm not changing the image. The computer won't let me. So, enjoy the warmth of my presence shining upon you. Feel your face tingle as you bask in my love light. I delight in you more than you can imagine. I approve of you continuously, for I see you cloaked in my light, arrayed in my righteousness. There is no condemnation for those who are clothed in me. That is why I abhor the use of guilt as a means of motivation among Christians. Some pastors try to whip their people into action with guilt-inducing sermons. This procedure can drive many people to work harder, but the end does not justify the means. Guilt-evoking messages can undermine the very foundation of grace in a believer's heart. A pastor may feel successful when his people are doing more, but I look at their hearts. I grieve when I see grace eroding, with weeds of anxious works creeping in. I want you to relax in the assurance of my perfect love. The law of my spirit of life has freed you from the law of sin and death. Dang it. Oh, I lost it. Where'd it go, Lord? Where'd it go? That was not the one. Oh, dang it. Where'd it go? Hang on just a second. I'm trying to find the next one. And then we got this. What's going on here? Can I just have my computer back, please? I don't care about all this stupid notifications. Microsoft, you got a problem. Can we have my computer back? Never get a Lenovo, you guys. They are terrible. I don't know if you guys have success with them, but this computer, this laptop is just weak. It can't even handle a couple of pages. Come on, back out of this, please. All right, never mind. All right, well, I found the other reading, so let's just keep moving on. Come on. All right, well, accept each day exactly as it comes to you. And by that, I mean not only the circumstances of your day, but also the conditions of your body. Your assignment is to trust me absolutely, resting in my sovereignty and faithfulness. On some days, your circumstances and your physical condition feel out of balance. The demands on you seem far greater than your strength. Days like that present a choice between two alternatives: giving up or relying on me. Even if you wrongly choose the first alternative, I will not reject you. You can turn to me at any point. I repeat, even if you wrongly choose the first alternative, I will not reject you. You can turn to me at any point, and I will help you crawl out of the mire of discouragement. I will infuse my strength into you moment by moment, giving you all that you need for each day. So trust me by relying on my empowering presence. Come on, YouTube. Really? Is this a joke or am I being... Unbelievable. What is going on? All right, you guys, go ahead, hack on into my computer. Why don't you just come to me face to face? You don't need to hack into my stuff. Come to me face to face. I'm an open book. You don't need to hack me and interrupt my show. Come on. I want to pull up another image because we have much more reading to do. Yeah. And herein lies the test. This is the exact thing that I have to deal with every day, this frustration level of just non-compliance, no cooperation, constant resistance. Anything you want to try to do in this world, it just fights you. I can't even open up a forecast model map. We could barely get the thing to spinny. Backing out of anything earthly is just like a battle. As you can tell, you're here witnessing this same right along with me. Wow, it X'd out of a page in what, 5 minutes it took? Something like that. Yeah, this is, anyways. So let's just pull up a permanent image instead. We'll turn off the computer and bring up something even better. What can I find in the background here? Oh, here we go. Yeah, we'll just use this then. It's not the best image, but part of the spiritual realm and stuff that you need to comprehend. And we'll just kind of go like that, maybe. All right. Spiritual condition that everybody on this planet is having right now. Bipolar. Half good, half evil. You guys have a mind like God, knowing good from evil. Which do you choose is the big question. Oh, now that I put that up, the computer's working all of a sudden. Look at that. Oh, well, too late. Maybe not. Oh, yeah. Never mind. We're just going to get back to reading now. Okay. Sorry. Kind of scary picture, but this is something that you guys need to accept that's inside yourself. All right. This is the battle within. Good versus evil is within you. You are battling your own self. You are your own worst enemy and your own best friend if you access the Jesus that's inside you. Okay. Where do we leave off with the reading? Okay, so I got other ones too that need to get read as well. Okay. Actually, I don't want to read that to this image, though, Lord. That is for other messages. Can I have a YouTube page, please, here? What is going on with this computer? I can't open the page. I can't even have my mouse, huh? Thanks, Microsoft. Oh, Bill Gates, you're such a genius, dude. What are you, hiding in the ground? Boop. Yeah. That's all I get out of this computer is a boop. See, this is the stuff I have to put up with. The spiritual attacks are also on my devices as well. Seriously. Anything. No response at all. Fine. Back to the image. There we go. Alright. Sorry. I'm just fighting this. I've been doing this all day, trying to make the best show I can for you guys. It's for you. I'm trying to do the best I can for you guys, and I don't get squat as cooperation from this computer. And I hope China's hacking me right now, because I got some news for China. You came up against the wrong motherfucker. Okay? Now, back to my beloved people here in my channel, my family, my loved ones. Your citizenship is in heaven. Someday I will transform your lowly body so that it will be like my glorious body. You will have eternity to enjoy your perfect glorified body. So don't be overly concerned about your physical condition right now. Many of my followers cling desperately to their earthly lives when they are at the very portals of paradise. Yet once they let go and pass through that thin veil into heaven, they experience ecstatic joy, surpassing anything they've ever imagined. Your times are in my hands. I have planned out all of your days, and I know exactly how many you have left. Since your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, I expect you to take care of it. But I don't want you to be too focused on its condition. This can make you anxious and distract you from my presence. Instead, receive each day as a precious gift from me. Look for both the pleasures and the responsibilities I've placed before you on your path. Hold my hand in joyful trust. I am always by your side. Come on, see if we can get this computer to work here. Can I have just anything? Wow. Okay, moving on. I am making you new in the attitude of your mind. Living close to me is all about newness and change. I am transforming you by the entire renewal of your mind. This is a massive undertaking. You will be under construction till the day you die. However, unlike the inanimate materials that builders use to construct houses, you are living, breathing material. I have given you the amazing ability to think things out and make important choices. I want you to use this godlike ability to cooperate with me as I transform you. This involves putting off your old self, your old way of thinking and doing things, and putting on the new self. To make good, godly choices, you need to know me as I truly am. Search for me in my word. Ask my spirit to illuminate it, shining his light so that scriptures come alive to you. So scriptures come alive to you. The more you choose to live according to my will, the more you will become like me, and the more you can enjoy walking in the light of my presence. Okay. Can we get anything? Amazing how this thing has just frozen up solid, and I cannot get a X out. I can't even X out of this thing. I have to turn off my whole computer now. Thanks, Microsoft. All right, I guess we're stuck with this image for tonight then. All right, we're almost done. I got a couple last things to read. Okay, yeah, we got a lot more. All right. Back here when I was saying, all right, to make good, godly choices, you need to know me as I truly am. As I truly am. Okay? This is how I truly am. This is how you truly are. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. And you're fighting your own battles, spiritual battles in your mind. Okay? So it's important that you know me as I truly am. Okay? Trying to be honest. This is not easy to do. Okay? This is where I lose most people. Now, refuse to worry, my cherished one. Displace those worry thoughts with trusting and thankful thoughts. Affirm your faith in me while praising me for all that I am and all that I have done. This combination of praise and trust is potent. It drives away anxiety and powers of darkness. Also, it strengthens your relationship with me. You may still have legitimate concerns to deal with, but I will help you with them. As you become more peaceful, you can look at your problems in the light of my presence and seek my counsel. Let Scripture inform your thinking so that I can communicate with you more clearly. All right, listen. Let Scripture inform your thinking so that I can communicate with you more clearly. Let Scripture inform your thinking so that I can communicate with you more clearly. Take time to thank me for the many good things in your life. I want you to express gratefulness in your prayers, in your conversations with others, in your private thoughts. I read your thoughts continually, and I rejoice when they contain gratitude. You can thank me even for things you wish were different. This act of faith helps you break free from negative thinking. In everything, give thanks. This is my will for you. Okay? Now, knowing and understanding me, if I am for you, who can be against you? Before I finish this, if I'm for you, who can be against you? All right? That's why it's important that you understand this stuff. If I am for you, who can be against you? I love you. The only person that can be against you is me, and I already love you. So you're all good. You get it? You don't have to worry about this part of me because I love you. It's the people that don't believe me that are going to have to deal with that part. And meanwhile, you're still having your tribulation right now. You're in the 6.5 year of your tribulation. You've been fighting this condition the whole time, haven't you? Excuse me. Okay. I'm going to start again. If I am for you, who can be against you? It is essential for you to grasp that I truly am for you. This is a promise for all of my followers. When things are not going your way and people you trusted turn against you, it is easy to feel as if I've abandoned you. At such times, it's vital to tell yourself the truth. I am not only with you always, I am always for you all the time. So, this is true on days when you perform well and on days when you don't, when people treat you well and when they don't. If you really understand and fully believe that I am for you, then fear will diminish and you can face adversity more calmly. Knowing that I will never turn against you gives you confidence to persevere in tough times. I approve of you, beloved, because you are mine. It is my opinion of you that prevails. It is my opinion of you that prevails and will continue to prevail throughout eternity. No person and no thing will be able to separate you from my loving presence. Is that it, Lord? Oh, no, we got more. Okay. I am richly present in the world around you, in the Word and in your heart through my Spirit. Ask me to open the eyes of your heart so that you can see me for I am lovingly present in all your moments. It's vital to set aside blocks of time for seeking my face. This requires sustained mental discipline, pulling your thoughts back from the idols that entice you and choosing to think about me instead. I am the living word, so you will find me vibrantly present when you search for me in the scriptures. I created breathtaking beauty in the world to point you to the one who made everything. Without me, nothing was made that has been made. Whenever you are enjoying something beautiful, thank me. This pleases me and it also increases your pleasure. When you encounter difficult, ugly things in this broken world, trust me then too. Keep looking for me in the midst of your good times and your hard times. Find hope and comfort through knowing that all your times are in my hands. All right. Now, in conclusion, everything you have is a gift from me. Everything, even the negative. Everything you have is a gift from me, including each breath you breathe. I shower so many blessings on you that it's easy to take some of my precious gifts for granted. Most people don't recognize the wonder of inhaling my life continually. Yet it was only when I breathed the breath of life into Adam that he became a living being. So, as you sit quietly in my presence, try thanking me silently each time you inhale. As you exhale, affirm your trust in me. The longer you do this, the more relaxed you will become. While you are taking time with me, I help you appreciate and thank me for the blessings you often overlook. Skies and trees, lights and colors, loved ones and daily comforts. The list is endless. The more you look for good things in your life, the clearer your vision becomes. Of course, your greatest gratitude should be for eternal life, which is yours because you believed in me. This is a priceless, forever gift that will fill you with ever increasing joy in my presence. Whew. Wow, the finish line. I have been fighting all day to get to this show, to bring this part to you and get to the reading. And even though it didn't turn out exactly the way, we still made it. Okay? And remember, I love you guys. The people I love have nothing to fear. The people that don't love me, well, they have reason to fear, don't they? It's important that you guys understand. I'm trying to be as open and honest about this as I can. It's been very hard to do this. I've been through a spiritual battle that is physical, spiritual, emotional, all three at the same time in a flurry, like a blitzkrieg. Okay. And I think you guys have probably been going through something very similar. Now, some of you are born my children, right? And some of you were born my children. Understand how it works now? There's all these questions and controversies and all this. Well, what was this? What was that? He's creeping around like a lion, roaming around like a lion. Well, it's because he's a lion, the lion of the tribe of Judah. And how do you got to take out evil? Well, you got to kind of know what evil is, how it thinks, in order to be able to, well, to understand. Okay, and this is dwells inside you. This is the spiritual battle we're all trying to fight and become more Christ-like. Okay, you're little gods knowing good from evil. All right, you're hopefully you guys know good from evil. At this channel, you better be aware of good from evil. You should be able to tell one from the other. And this is the battle that fights. This is the spiritual war that's going on, all right? And now it's playing out in the physical realm here on the planet. And you have nothing to fear. My audience has nothing to fear. You should be rejoicing. It's everybody else who's, not complying and not behaving that's going to end up meeting me in another way. Okay? I overcame hell. All right? Made it to hell and back and overcame hell. I have the keys to life and death. I have the keys to heaven and hell. Satan isn't in control down there. I am. He's being punished down there. I'm in control here. All right? It's important you guys understand this and believe this, because once you do get this, you will have peace. You will not have to worry about the bad side, because I love you unconditionally. And sometimes the bad people need to be loved and fixed or tuned up, or however you want to look at it, punished, or, every knee will bow. Every knee, even the evil knees, will bow. I'm going to scoop down my hand all the way down into the bowels of hell and rescue everyone. Every knee will bow. Evil as well as good. And what's the cool part is, for all the good people, that when you get on your knees and bow, it's not about subservience, really. I got a surprise. When you're down there, you'll see my feet, and you'll see the marks on my feet. That's why you're down there. You're going to see my feet and go, oh, it really is true. And then it'll feel good to be on your knees, thanking your Savior for saving you from hell. Okay? All right, that's it for now. I love you all. I miss you all. And until my next show, I will be back. In fact, I'm already back. Can't you tell?